This is Eagle Owl, and today I will be talking about the Bears. They are sellers, and they got a safety over there I like. Also, I want to talk about Nakobe Dean officially being back and Trevon Diggs. Trevon Diggs out here saying the Eagles are cheating. But let's get straight into it. All right, so let's get into it. Let's talk about little trade rumors. I see you guys are really into this, the trade rumors. Bears are sellers, man. Bears are sellers. So let's look at what ML Football had to say about the Bears being sellers. Trust me, it's ML Football is a third party source. So it's not coming from Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport or anything like that. But ML Football, it's like I would give them 80-20. Some most of the times they right and sometimes they wrong. But let's look at it. The Chicago Bears plan to trade away as many veteran players from their roster as the NFL trade deadline approaches. League execs expect young standout safety Jaquan Brisker, who I want a lot, but he's young. Bears might keep him, will be extremely high price and is considered unlikely to be moved per elite source. Repeating free agent star cornerback Jalen Johnson will have a lot of interest, but is expected to cost a significant pick, according to a source. Johnson is good, but we don't need a cornerback. Okay, so Chicago will look to add more picks to their already impressive draft capital for the future years, I should say. The guy I'm looking at is Eddie Jackson. You know, he been there for a couple years. I know he's dealing with a foot injury right now, but last year he caught about 4 picks. I think around like 2019, he was like an All Pro and a Pro Bowler. So we got a one-time All Pro and two-time Pro Bowler in Chicago, and they said safety Eddie Jackson. Now again, if you bring him in and he do what he do, and then he play beside Reed Blankenship, I think we're set. So some of these losing teams we're gonna have to start looking at, like the Vikings. Will the Vikings actually be ready to move on from Harrison Smith? He will cost a lot, but you got to look at teams like that because Vikings are 1-4. You got the Justin Jefferson hamstring injury, and I think they just placed him on IR, so he's going to miss about 4 weeks. They not going to win too many games at this point. They should be looking to like trade some players away, offload some contracts, is because Justin Jefferson is going to want to get paid. They clearly in rebuild mode. They got to get rid of Kirk Cousins some way, somehow. They might draft somebody. So you really got to start looking at the losing teams. Even the Patriots. Jabril Peppers is playing at a high level right now. You just don't see it because the Patriots suck right now. Even if you could grab him. So you got to start looking at these losing teams, especially a team like the Patriots and stuff like that, because they're on the AFC as well. So they'll be willing to give us something more than like an NFC team like Chicago or something like that. But if Chicago go back on that losing streak, are they willing to add more capital to what they already have? Because they got 2 first-round picks. They might get the first pick and the second pick. If Chicago continue to lose, the Panthers look like the worst team in the league. So will they be looking to add more? We could give them something. They give us something, you know. But yeah, that's a little trade rumors. We know it comes up, I believe, before Halloween or that week of Halloween, the trade deadline. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But let's get into the next topic. Trevon Diggs. Trevon Diggs is out here spewing, fallacies, right? So the NFL put out an appreciation tweet to the Eagles, like, tush push just can't be stopped, this and that. And they was just showing compilations of the Eagles doing it and converting first down, touchdowns, and things like that. So, Cowboys, they love to talk. You got Micah Parsons. His team just got blown out like 42-10. He's saying they still on the same level with the 49ers and they're going to get them back. And then, you got the Trevon Diggs that talk. Then, you got the Dak Prescott saying when he angry, he goes off, but gave a looming 10 points to the 49ers. But this is just one of those cases of these dudes talking, right? So Trayvon Diggs saying or shoot, I should curse. Shit cheating. LOL. Could he comment this just being funny? Sure. But it's not funny now because there's teams out there really think we're cheating and there's other teams doing it and they can't convert it. But when we do it, because we got the best O line and we got a really good quarterback, and we study it and practice and take it very serious. That's why you got the bonehead Giants getting players injured. So, look, man, I'm starting to hear other points. Like Richard Sherman gave a fair criticism of it, but nah, bro, nobody do it like the Eagles. Like Richard Sherman said, if you got Jalen Hurts being pushed, and he don't really get pushed too much, to be honest. He more get dragged in. He don't really get pushed in, but he's saying if you got Jason Kelsey and Landon Dickerson pushing on one guy to open up a hole, then you got Jalen Hurts running, and then you got like Dallas Goedert or something pushing. He's saying like that's thousands of pounds on like one guy you pushing. That's a fair assessment, but nah, man. They can't outlaw it because one team is good at doing that. Other teams are not. That's my only thing. Like, if every other team in the NFL was converting it like at a 90-95%, you probably got a case, but nah, Chargers tried it, can't do it. Giants tried it, can't do it. Patriots tried it, can't do it. There's a couple teams out there really tried it, couldn't do it. Colts tried it, couldn't do it. Certain things, what they say can be duplicated but not executed, something like that. Whatever the saying is, people just can't do it like us. Let me say that. People just can't do it like the Eagles, and that's why people want to get rid of it. All right, enough of Trayvon Diggs probably trolling. All right, so Nakobe Dean is officially back. I know I said this in my earlier videos. I think the video in the morning yesterday, I said this, like Nakobe Dean should be back this week, but the Eagles actually put it out that he will be back this week. So we opened up the 21-day practice window for linebacker Nakobe Dean. And I'm hearing the responses, and it's like the fan base is split right now. Like literally down the line split. Someone was like, yeah, Nakobe Dean is just going to come back, get his spot, and everything is going to flow well. People was like, well, like people like me. Yeah, Nakobe Dean got a future, but you should just ride the hot hand. I'm one of those guys. Like when Nick Foles was hot, even at going into the following year, I'm like, I think the Carson Wentz thing is done, even though he's young. Let's just ride the Nick Foles hot hand and see what happens. But the Eagles wanted to push Carson Wentz out there, and to me, he just simply wasn't ready. Now I go back to the linebacker room. Well, Nakobe Dean probably will be better than Nicholas Murrow in the future. But let's just ride the hot hand and see what happens. Because this is the downfall if we make a switch and this happens. Say if we make a switch and Nakobe Dean just don't look better than Nicholas Murrow. Then you sub him out and put in Nicholas Murrow. You can possibly lose the confidence of Nakobe Dean. And then it's against the Jets. So if he struggles against the Jets, oh yeah, there will be a problem. Instead of just riding the hot hand, just let it rock out. Just let it play. We are undefeated and the linebacker core is playing well. I'm sick of you hitting me with, oh, he dropped a pick and forgot to recover a fumble or something like that. Yeah, that happened, and I give you that. But still, that game, he was solid. His numbers are being compared. His numbers are being compared to Roquan Smith and Bobby Wagner. Listen, Nicholas Morrow numbers are being compared. They saying he's a top 3 linebacker right now with Bobby Wagner and Roquan Smith. That's just unfair to Nakobe Dean because we're going to ask him to duplicate the same thing. And I got to keep it real. I got to say it. But Nakobe Dean was struggling against the Patriots. I got to say it. I got to say it. And it's paining me to say that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. He was struggling against the Patriots. And that's when we was questioning the linebacker room the most. But when these two guys that's in now, it feel cured, right? But I think the politics gonna get involved, man. I really, really do. But on some positive news about Nakobe Dean, this is from October 4th. Josh Talatino said Nakobe Dean was looking sharp in practice, going through his foot drills and things like that. And again, I don't have no problem with Nakobe Dean. If you've been following me since my old page, I was super excited to get Nakobe Dean. Super excited because I'm like, yeah, this is new life in the linebacker room. But when the linebackers are playing as good, do you sub them out? Ugh. But politics is definitely gonna get involved in this, man. Now, I know our fan base was backing this so much, like, yeah, take Murrow out. What? I don't know what games y'all watching, but Murrow is playing at a high level. But hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel, man, about the news today? Should the Eagles make a move and see what the Bears talking about? Or is there some sleeper teams out there? You know, the Panthers with Jeremy Chin or the Patriots with people say Jalen Mills or even Jabril Peppers or one of these losing teams. Can the Vikings actually get rid of Harrison Smith? I think I'm reaching, but yeah, man, this is Eagle Al. I'm up.